Hey, what's happening? It's Billy with Video.m4v. We are going to check out the Vist plate today. We're going to show you how it mounts up. We're going to show you what its options are. It's all right here, right now. Video.com Vist plate. Okay, when you guys get this thing, it's going to be shipped to your house in this box, or we'll probably outer box it. Last year we got it just in some bags. That was kind of tough. To pop right open here, you're going to find some nice instructions right at the top. Got our bags and nuts and bolts. And the Vist plate comes with its tag number and assembled with another set of bolts inside of it. We're going to break this thing apart and start to show you each piece individually for mounting. Alright, when your Vist plate comes shipped from you, the plates are going to be attached with the aluminum tops onto the plastic rails. Pull these aluminum tops off, just pull out these two center screws. And underneath here, you're going to find some more hardware. Alright, so we've broken the Vist plate down. We've basically got the two aluminum binding mounting plates that are easily identifiable as top and bottom. We've got the plastic rail and plate assembly. And then we've got a bucket full of all the hardware where we split it all up. Okay, today we're going to put it on the Sigi Grabner. It's already got Vist center holes for it. And the Sigi boards come with a stance that is at 50 centimeters. Now the Vist plate comes set up for the men's stance being 50 centimeters. There are other combinations where we can take these center plates and flip them because they're asymmetrical and adjust for other stances. We'll have the options listed on the website. What we're going to do is go ahead and line up our center inserts. Just super simple. And we're going to make a decision on what we're going to do. What we're going to do is with this one is we're going to first lock the middle and float the front and the rear foot. So we've got a full floating plate system. This is full float, front and rear floating. I am going to use the locking screw insert, and I'm going to drop it into this rectangle on each side. And then I'm going to use the M6 by 14 screws. And I'm just going to start my thread. I'm not going to tighten it down quite yet. I like to get everything in position and then tighten it down all at once. Okay, so we're going to float both the front and the rear foot. And the way we're going to float is by using the floating washer. This is the circular washer that's going to slide inside this groove. This is going to allow the entire plate assembly to move over the top of the binding insert pattern. Again, using these 14s, M6 by 14 screws. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing in the back portion. There's the screws that come from Vist to mount the plate. They're a galvanized screw. This is a great screw. Comes equipped from the factory from Vist to mount it to your board. It's an M6 by 14 Phillips head screw. We've found that we prefer to use the M6 by 14 A2-70 stainless steel aircraft grade screw. This is a much better fastener in our opinion. It's got a higher strength, and we've chosen it on our personal boards over the galvanized screw that comes stock. If you buy your plate from Hardbooter, we're going to send you 8 of these. Excuse me, 10 of these. Okay, so what we've done is we've locked the center two screws and we're floating the outsides. We're floating the outsides. We're going to show you guys exactly how that works. So we're going to really try to show you how this floats. And I'm going to show you the test we're going to do. I'm just put this thing between a couple sawhorses and I'm going to put some pressure on it like it was going to turn. We're going to shoot it from above in slow motion and see what we see. So we just showed you guys the overhead view of this thing getting flexed and compressed and how the plate moves in the slot. So like I said, we've got the center section locked and these two sides are floating. So when we put the aluminum plates on top of here, we're going to create a lock stable platform between these 2 feet and a free floating board underneath the plastic rail section. There's also a couple other ways we can lock this out. We can choose, with the additional hardware provided, to lock just a rear foot and float the center and the front. We can lock just the front foot, float the center and the rear, or we can start running combinations of either or. There's a lot of different setups. We're going to show you guys some overhead views of your options. Alright, the great thing about these Vist plates is, even if you don't have a board that's already got the center mounting holes, you can use the Vist plate as a template to go ahead and drill those center mounting holes right at home. Now if you've got a metal board, and you should, this is easy. You're going to get a really good purchase with this screw. You can use a little wood glue in there as well, just like you would mount any ski to a binding. If you're not comfortable doing this at home, you can take this system to your local shop and show them how to do it. Their tech will take it out, maybe a 6-pack of beer if you're lucky. Alright, here's what we've got set up. You see I've taken and put a locker and a locker on each end of the plate. Again, if you had to swap these plates to flip and fit your board, it's okay as long as they're symmetrical. This is going to put where our holes are going to be. Now this is still on our Seegi so you can see the holes are there, but this is just so I can simulate drilling it for you. What we're going to do is just take the locking washers and we're going to drop them right into the plate. We're going to make sure they're centered and in there real nicely. We've just created our template. Now realistically I'm going to use a drill bit, and I'm probably going to put some tape on the drill bit around it to control my depth. I'm going to have my holes drilled by the shop, or I'm going to drill them myself just using this template right here. Jing, jing, boom, we have holes. A little bit of wood glue, some Elmer's, drop it in there, and then we're going to use these M614s wood screws, ski binding mounting screws right here, and we're going to drive them in. Tighten those bad boys up. Hand tight, don't go crazy with them, get a good tight purchase. Do the same on the other side, and here's your center screws. We've got boards that we've hand drilled that we've backed these out and in and out and in a bunch of times in order to change how we lock the plate. No problems. Nice and easy. Alright, we are going to take these wood screws, or they're a typical ski binding mounting screw. We're going to make sure we use a posi drive, Phillips head screwdriver on it. We're going to take these plates, we're going to set them right on top of here. Dave's going to come in on this shot. Come on in, you Dave. I'm going to show you guys. You basically have 3 options. Okay, so regardless of what your insert pattern is here, you're going to have the adjustments of where to place your bindings on the plate, as well as where to place the plate onto the plate rails. So the binding mounting plate's got 3 different positions. You can go here for a wider stance, regular stance, narrower stance. Okay, and you see it corresponds with these holes as well. Okay guys, we picked our holes and now it's nothing more than taking the time to get each of these screws in. Now there are 10 of these bad boys per plate, and I'll tell you, these 2 center ones, you're going to have to work at them a little bit. When you first put them in, I highly recommend you do them by hand. We've had some people ask us about using a power drill to drive these. If you're going to use a power drill, if you decide to use a power drill, we've had some people strip out these inserts, driving their screws in, as well as pulling them out at a really high drill rate and melting the plastic with the friction as the purchase is broken. So if you're going to use a drill, real low pressure, super low speed, be really careful. driven all 10 screws in. Here's what it looks like. We've created a new mounting platform above the snowboard in a floating fashion. Kick our binding on here. F2s fit nicely right in here. Go out, go snowboarding. Vist plate. The Vist plate is the best system that we've found so far for a suspended platform. The fact that it's conjoined, unlike the Hengel plate, which is separate, is really a big plus in the performance features it's going to offer to your snowboarding. The fact that you can choose to lock the front, the rear, middle of the board, or any combination is just unsurpassed. The Vist plate gives you the opportunity to have one solid platform under your feet while you're snowboarding and is trying to maintain edge and track. It's the best system going. It's worth every single penny. Vist plate. We've got them right here at Hard Booter. Check them out.
You're on.
The board, yeah. Okay, so we just showed you guys the slow motion of this board getting compressed. Dave was really trying to get after it.
Take two.